Hi there, FFFers. Just a quick one here. We're going to show you how to create geometry using Photoshop. It's going to be different, and again, a lesson I learnt from Daniel Prohaski, who's an architectural engineer, and it's a really great way to make geometry quickly. So I'll just run you through it. Okay, so just a standard new document at Photoshop at 4096 by 4096, 72 dpi, nothing special. And what we'll do is we'll just hit the gradient tool. So just this one here. If you flick down, you should be able to get something like this, make a gradient, which is just concerned with black and white for the moment. And here you go, you get some nice black and white bars. So with this, over here, so what you'll find is that black is negative Z value and white is positive Z value, which basically means is once it's translated, it will go up and down and up and down and up and down like that. So white will make it pop. Darker shades of grey will go down and black will be the lowest point here. So if that's negative Z, that's the midpoint and that's the high point. So that's +1 and -1. That's what it's going to look like. So if I get rid of those, and that means that we can modify this. Just hit Control A, Control T, and we can go warp. So if we warp it, so again, if we just modify this, sorry, just got interrupted there. So if we modify these like that, just hit apply there, and we'll just save as a JPEG. Let's call that gradient. Again, nothing special about this, just a 4096 by 4096 JPEG. Start a new scene. Start with a basic sort of plane just to show you what we can do. So it gets a little bit tricky, but just you might have to re-watch this video a couple of times, but there's about 3 or 4 steps here, so just follow along. I right click, hit new material, I go to Arnold and I go shader, and I go standard surface, so that there. And now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. If I go to rendering editors under window, and I go hypershade, and I click AI standard, and I right click at this point and I go graph network, I hit displacement shader, I hit displacement material, I hit file, I click file, I click that JPEG, so there it is there, and I can just get out of that, really simple. Jump back onto here. Now again, this is just a plane that I picked up off the toolbar here, and I've changed my height to 0.1 and I changed my padding to 1. Now feel free to change the height because that will actually have a huge difference, but 0.1 is a really good starting point, I find. Catmull Clark or Cat Clark here, and we'll change the iterations to 5. Now just a note on this, you can go up and down. 5 is a good starting point. If you go beyond 5, you're going to find your files are much bigger, higher resolution, but they're going to be more difficult to work with. So just be aware of that. Okay. And that's done. So now if we go to Arnold's and we go to Bake Selected Geometries, and then we go to, let's call it New Displacement. I'll just overwrite my previous one, but feel free to call it whatever you like. Now, it's made that. So, and you can find that, you know, little bits on the edge haven't come in all right, but we can delete those later. But you can see that, you know, as predicted, the white section's here. So if we grab this, make it a little bit smaller. Let's get it all up. So the white sections there correlate to the height there.